Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Matt Talbot. I am your host of the Living in Detroit channel. On this channel, we talk a lot about Detroit, Southeast Michigan, and Michigan as a whole. We talk about moving to and living in Michigan and some of the surrounding areas throughout Southeast Michigan as well as Michigan. This video is a little bit different than the rest of our channel. A lot of our channel is very focused on Southeast Michigan because that's where we live, work, and play here on my team. However, we like to discuss the entire state and some different benefits throughout the state as well too. And in this video, we're talking about the cherry capital of the world, which is Traverse City, Michigan. One of my hands down favorite places in Michigan, without a doubt. It's one of the best places I've ever been on the planet. And so we want to give you a rundown of Traverse City, Michigan. Maybe you're thinking about moving to Michigan and you need a lake house in that area. Maybe you're thinking about moving directly to Traverse City, Michigan. Of course, people do all the time. We want to give you a brief overview of Traverse City, Michigan. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a very cool spot, one of my favorite spots in the state. And we're going to do all of that starting right now. Okay, first and foremost, where is Traverse City, Michigan? So I always do the mitten here. This is what we always talk about. You're gonna go, this is Detroit, you're gonna go west side of the state, you're gonna shoot all the way up, and you're gonna go way into this part of my pinky is pretty much Traverse City, Michigan. It's about 4.5 to 5 hours from Detroit, about 4 to 4.5 hours from Southeast Michigan as a whole. The population of Traverse City is 15,700. County seat of Grand Traverse County. I mean, Grand Traverse County is just like, it's gorgeous. Like it's awesome. It's such like a great place to visit. Such a great place to vacation. I know a lot of people that live up that way. I know a lot of retirees. We've sold homes here that they moved to the Traverse City area. We work in that area a lot and help people move to that area quite a bit. Extends into Leelanau County. Again, just Traverse City, Grand Traverse County and Leelanau County is just like, it's beautiful, okay? Like I said, 4 hours from Detroit and cherry capital of the world. So they grow a lot of fruit in Traverse City, which is why they call it the cherry capital of the world. There is a cherry festival every year there, and there's some other stuff that they do with fruit that I'm going to get into in a minute, which is one of the reasons why it's such a cool area. But before that, the education system. So again, this part of the state is going to be a little bit more spread out, although Traverse City is a bigger city for this pocket of the state. It's going to be a very spread out area as well too, but through that spread out area, 12 preschools, 12 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, 3 high schools, and a 19-to-1 student-teacher ratio. We always try to give you a brief rundown of the school districts in the areas. There's obviously a lot of stuff online to deep dive into schools. So my favorite part of this video are things to do in Traverse City. I love visiting there. We go up there all the time. It's one of my favorite spots to visit, hands down. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is what I was talking about with fruit. So not only do you have a lot of cherries in Traverse City, you also have a lot of grapes. The grapes lead to over 50 different wineries. That's one of the biggest reasons why it's such a sought out area, is because it's truly wine country. I don't think a lot of places or people in the country think about Traverse City as wine country, but it definitely is awesome wine country, known for its white wine specifically. But Traverse City and the surrounding areas really have all these straits and peninsulas that kind of run out from the state. Okay, so they kind of like jog out, right? And so you have all these beautiful beaches. It's on Lake Michigan, which is basically like ocean views. I mean, tons of elevation changes. It's not quite like the coast of California by any means, but I believe it's just as gorgeous in its own way. So it's awesome up there. The wineries are all along Lake Michigan and all along those rolling hills and all that stuff. So you kind of get up on these straits and these different peninsulas and runouts and stuff like that, and you can kind of see out throughout wine country. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite places to visit, and it would be an awesome place to live as well too. The Cherry Festival, so we already kind of noted this, has been going on since 1925. It's an 8-day festival, over 100 different events happening during the festival. Over 500,000 people attend the festival. The downtown area is bigger than one might think. There's a good amount of restaurants, bars. One of my favorite, in the summer, one of my favorite things to do in the downtown area is they have like a food truck area with a handful of different food trucks. It's outside. There's usually live music in that area. There's a lot of things to do. It's a very touristy downtown area. A lot of things to do. It's set up for tourists. It's set up to have fun, which is what we're all about. From Traverse City, 40 minutes is Sleeping Bear Dunes, also one of my favorite things in Michigan, hands down. Sleeping Bear Dunes is over 30,000 acres. It has 65 miles of shoreline, and some of them can reach 460 feet of elevation, okay? So Michigan, Lake Michigan, has a good amount of sand dunes, and one of the most popular, probably the most popular or well-known, is gonna be Sleeping Bear. And so there's these massive dunes of sand, right? And the actual Sleeping Bear sand dunes, there's a lot of hiking trails. I think one of my favorite hikes in the state that I've done is down Sleeping Bear Dunes. So you actually just kind of walk down Lake Michigan, and there's huge drop-offs, and it's all sand all the way down. Sometimes people do like the paraglide thing. Sometimes people walk down the beach and do all that thing and picnic and camp and all that stuff in that area. I mean, it is some of the most beautiful real estate, some of those beautiful scenery I've seen anywhere in my travels throughout the country and throughout the world. Sleeping Bear is one of those. Silver Lake sand dunes, you keep going south quite a bit. That's another awesome place to go check out. They have at Silver Lake, a little bit different than Sleeping Bear, from what I know at least. People get in their Jeeps or trucks and basically like Mad Max vehicles, and they go out on the sand dunes and they're like jumping over stuff. And you have you have Silver Lake, and then you have the big lake, Lake Michigan. It's all right there. There's tons of camping. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Go out there at sunset on any of the dunes in Michigan, on Lake Michigan, at sunset on a summer night with like a hoodie on. It's a little bit cool. It's like a little bit windy, but I mean, it's some of the most gorgeous things you'll ever see in your life. Like you would never think that that's in Michigan, and it totally is in Michigan. And that's one of the reasons why I think Michigan is very, very underrated. So whether you move to one of these areas or live somewhere in Southeast Michigan or throughout the state, it's only a couple hours to go to some of the coolest places I've ever seen. And that is part of Michigan. That's the pure Michigan. Traverse City screams that. Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes screams that. Silver Lake screams that. It's awesome over there. Absolutely live for it. Super great. Okay, last but not least, everyone always asks about housing statistics. We're a real estate team. We sell real estate. We help people move to Michigan all the time. We help people move across the state all the time. We have referral networks, Grand Rapids, Traverse City, Upper Peninsula, wherever you're thinking about moving, we can hook you up. But housing statistics in Traverse City, they've just exploded over the last like 10, 20 years. I mean, it's such a just beautiful area, and people are starting to find out about it. I think like social media has changed a lot of places in our country, because like before, you kind of have to know someone from Michigan to kind of know about Traverse City, at least for the most part, or maybe people from Chicago might know. But now everyone goes there and they take pictures of it and post on Instagram. Everyone's like, I want to hit that up. So I guarantee if you search Traverse City, Michigan, and you search winery, you're going to see some beautiful country. But anyway, because of that, the housing statistics are growing very, very fast. Average price point in Traverse City, $525,000, which is much higher than the average across the state. Average days on market, 60 days. And this is a big number, $339 price per square foot in Traverse City, Michigan. That's pretty high. Okay, it's a very competitive market. There's a lot of expensive real estate in a city like Traverse City and some of the surrounding communities as well too, and tons of really cool houses. So we have Victorian Queen Anne, which are really cool houses, neoclassical, Cape Cods, bungalows, ranch, townhouse, cottages. I mean, you have full old school cottages. You have old Victorians in this part of town. You have a lot of different stuff in Traverse City, and a lot of different options. Newer construction. There's condos downtown. There's condos on the lake. So whatever your needs are for either a principal residence or a second residence, Traverse City has some different options in that area. Traverse City, Cherry Festival, winery, really cool things to do. Great place to visit, great place to live if you have that opportunity. There's a lot of reasons why it's one of the most beautiful places in the state of Michigan. Awesome place. So we wanted to showcase it in this video of the Living in Detroit channel. My name is Matt Talbot. My brokerage is Redefined Real Estate. Much love.